Hi, my name's Claire. I'm an Open University tutor on courses M150 and MT264, and this short clip is about answering assignment questions. So the first thing that you need to consider when you're looking at the question when you first open the scary booklet is to go through and identify what the question wants from you. One way of doing this is to identify process words, so things like discuss, explain, state, contrast, for example, things like that. One way to make sure that you've identified these is to go through and underline all of the words, which is always a good idea, and then underline other key points, so bits of terminology, maybe things that you don't quite understand and need to look up. The second thing that is a good idea to do when you're looking at the question, before you even think about how to answer it, is to look at the number of words that are associated to each part of the question. Hopefully it's fairly obvious that if part A has got 2 marks and part B has got 10 marks, that you need to spend roughly 5 times as long on part B than part A. One thing that my students in the past have normally got wrong at least once is that they don't completely answer the question. Do consider what the question is there to do. It's to test your understanding of the course materials. So it's not to see how clever you are or how widely read you are, although that obviously helps. Do keep it focused, keep it close to the materials that you've been given as you can. Include relevant terminology from the course, and keep it really tight to what you've learnt. What your tutor is marking is based on the course material, so if you go off on a huge flight of fancy, even if it's relevant, it makes it really hard for your tutor to be able to allocate marks for you. Related to this is to make sure that you include everything that the question asks for, especially for questions where you have to write code. If it asks you to put certain bits of code into your solution document, then do make sure you do this. If you're relying on me finding things in your files that you submit, you're risking losing marks purely if I can't find them. So do make it really easy to mark, and you're going to maximise the marks that you're going to get from the assignment. One other tip, which I do myself as a student, is once I've answered the question, I go back through the question booklet with my answer and I tick off all the bits. So, I tick off my discuss, my 2 points, for example. Do make sure that you do have, if it says, give 2 different reasons for something, make sure you do give 2 reasons that are different. A lot of people will lose marks purely because they misread the question and give me 1 reason, so obviously half your marks there. So go through at the end, cross out all the bits that you're very, very sure you've done, and then hopefully you should end up with lots of crossings out and no bits left. If you end up with bits left, obviously go back and alter your answer to deal with them. So those are my top tips for dealing with assignment questions. I hope they're useful, and I hope you can put them into practice soon. Thanks very much.